Good morning, everyone. Guess what? This is our last day of school before our 2-week winter break. I know, it's so exciting. So we are going to finish up talking about gingerbread characters today. We have one more gingerbread book to read, all right? And let's figure out what the day is today. Oh, I left my pointer down here. All right, so what was the last day of school we had today? Or last time, excuse me, not today. Wednesday. Then Thursday. So today is Friday. Yes, so let's move that frog down to Friday. All right, who remembers the name of our month? Yep, December. So let's go ahead and count those numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. What comes next? 17. Let's figure out the color. Red, white, green. Red, white. So a number 17 on a white stocking. All right, so let's see here. We need to do one more because that was yesterday, a 3's class day. 15, 16, 17. What comes next? 18. So let's figure out the color. Red, white, green. Red, white. What comes next? Green. Yes, so we have a number 18 on a green stocking. So let's say the whole date together. Today is Friday, December 18th. And guess what? The next time we come back to school, it's not going to be December anymore. It's going to be a whole new month. And I'm going to have kind of a surprise for you, except for I'm sort of going to tell you about it right now. I have made some new things for the calendar. I have new days of the week. I have some new calendar headings and new calendar numbers. And I have a new weather chart. So when we come back after our 2-week break, you will have new calendar things up here. I'm pretty excited about it. It's something I've been wanting to make for a while. All right, so let's go ahead and do the weather. So look out your window and see what the weather is like today. Is it partly cloudy? Is it cloudy? Is it rainy? Is it snowy? Is it foggy? Is it sunny? Is it stormy? Or is it windy? And remember, it can be more than one of those things. So what is the weather like at your house? So now we need to figure out what it feels like outside. So you'll need to step out the door to see if it feels hot, or cold, or cool, or warm. All right? So, we are going to continue on. We have one more gingerbread book to read, all right? So far we read The Gingerbread Girl, The Gingerbread Boy, and remember the Gingerbread Boy was a story that came before The Gingerbread Girl. And today, let's find out what the book is called. We have to put our mystery envelope sideways today. Let's pull it out and see what gingerbread book we have today. All right, so this one is called Gingerbread Baby. And so just like the other two, it has some things that are similar about the story and it has some things that are different, okay? So the ending in this one is very different, just like the ending for the Gingerbread Girl and the ending for the Gingerbread Boy were both quite different, right? So let's see what happens in this one. All right, Gingerbread Baby. It was cold outside. It was warm inside. A fine day for gingerbread, Maddie thought. Maddie's mother put the big blue bowl on the table and lit the stove. Maddie took down a worn-looking cookbook with old-fashioned writing on the cover. He opened it up to the page that said Gingerbread Boy. Now, if you look, see these little gingerbread, I call them windows. They're a gingerbread shape, but they're little windows. They kind of give you hints about different things that are happening in the story, or things that are about to happen, or are currently happening kind of behind the scenes. So keep an eye on those little gingerbread windows. They measured and mixed. Maddie rolled the dough into the shape of a gingerbread boy, and they popped him in the oven. Bake a full 8 minutes, no more, no less. Do not peek, said the recipe. Maddie listened to the clock. Tick, tock, tick. 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3, 4, 5. Maddie couldn't wait any longer. He opened the oven door to take a peek. Instead of a gingerbread boy, out jumped a gingerbread baby. He pranced around the big blue bowl. I am the gingerbread baby, fresh from the pan. If you want me, catch me if you can. Maddie's mother reached for the gingerbread baby to put him back into the oven, but he ran all around the kitchen. The door opened and in came Maddie's father. What's that delicious smell? He asked as the gingerbread baby tumbled through his legs and outside into the yard. So remember, keep an eye on these little gingerbread windows here. He ran by the tabby cat. She twitched her tail and sprang at him. They rumbled and tumbled, but the gingerbread baby came out on top. He ran toward the garden wall. The dog caught a whiff of tasty ginger and sniffed along behind him. But the gingerbread baby was halfway up when the dog caught up. He barked and barked as the gingerbread baby climbed over the wall. So here we have a gingerbread cookie running away again, and you'll have to excuse me because I need to wipe my nose a little bit. This time of year, Miss Mika has horrible allergies. Okay. Maddie was still inside. He heard his mother and father yelling. He heard a cat meowing and a dog barking. And he heard the gingerbread baby shouting, "Catch me if you can." Maddie opened up the worn-looking cookbook for the second time. Meanwhile, the gingerbread baby wheeled on down the path and into the barn. The goats looked up as he somersaulted across their backs. The last one tried to catch him, but the gingerbread baby was too fast. I'll tell you what, these gingerbread cookies are really fast, aren't they? Here's some more gingerbread windows to look at. Martha and Madeline were standing by the well when the gingerbread baby stopped to take a drink. They looked at each other and winked. Martha started to talk to him while Madeline tiptoed up behind him with the bucket. But they couldn't fool that gingerbread baby. He took a braid from Martha and a braid from Madeline and tied them in a knot and ran down the road. Back in the house, Maddie stirred, mixed, and rolled the dough. He shaped it, put it in a pan, and into the oven. Tick, tock, tick. 8 long minutes. This time he didn't peek. I will catch him if I can, Maddie said to himself. As he was bouncing along, the gingerbread baby saw a farm wagon just ahead. He jumped in and settled down for the ride next to a mama pig. The smell of gingerbread was too much for her. She tossed him high in the air, closed her eyes, and opened her mouth. But the gingerbread baby twirled in the air and came down hard on her porky snout. I am the gingerbread baby, too quick for the mother and the father, too fast for the cat, the dog, the goats, too clever for Martha and Madeline, too smart for the mama pig. Who's left? Catch me if you can. Feeling smug, the gingerbread baby strolled along by himself until he came to a bridge that crossed over to the village. Just as he got to the middle, he heard running feet behind him and saw a crowd of villagers ahead of him. The gingerbread baby was trapped. He jumped up onto the railing, backflipped through the air, and landed on a chunk of ice floating down the river. And there we have some gingerbread windows again to check out. What do you think's happening in those? The ice bobbed along with the gingerbread baby, dancing on top, and singing in a loud voice. "Look at me, and what do you see? The best gingerbread baby ever!" Until his feet got cold and he jumped ashore. So there he is on that ice there. Who was that watching from the trees? It was the fox. Oh dear, we know what the fox does, don't we? He crept up behind the gingerbread baby, ready to eat him, but the fox couldn't help himself and he licked his chops. Smack, smack. The gingerbread baby heard him and ran as fast as he could. Just when the fox was catching up, the gingerbread baby saw the cheese man with his can of milk. The perfect hiding place, he thought. He lifted the lid and lowered himself inside. It's right there. He was so pleased that he sang at the top of his gingerbread voice, "Ha ha, hee hee, you'll never find me. I'm the gingerbread boy. Catch me if you," or the gingerbread baby, excuse me. "Catch me if you can." The milk and cheese man heard the gingerbread baby's voice. "Who is meddling with my milk?" he shouted and lifted the lid. But the gingerbread baby was ready. He jumped up and tweaked his nose. Look at that. And then also we have 2 more gingerbread windows to look at. Now the milk and cheese man, the fox, the villagers, the mama pig, Martha and Madeline, the bleating goats, the barking dog, the meowing cat, the father and the mother were all after the gingerbread baby and getting closer, and he knew it. The brash baby was not as peppy and proud as he had been. He sniffed a familiar smell and followed his nose into the woods. There he goes. And if you've been watching those gingerbread windows, you might have a little idea of where he might be going. He couldn't believe what he saw. There in the middle of a clearing was a gingerbread house, frosted with sugar, covered with candy, and doors with peppermint handles wide open. The gingerbread baby clapped his hands with glee and ran inside. Oh my goodness. And there we have 2 more gingerbread windows. In a tick-tock tick, everyone arrived in the clearing, but all they found were a few bits of frosting, a peppermint candy, and some crumbs. The father exclaimed, "The gingerbread baby has finally met his match." "I wonder who it was," the mother said. "Let's go home and tell Maddie." So here are the 2 more gingerbread windows, and we see Maddie here carrying the gingerbread baby away in the gingerbread house that he made. "Hello, Maddie," his father said when they got home. "We never did catch that gingerbread baby. All we found were some crumbs in the snow." "I see you have been busy," his mother said, looking at the gingerbread house Maddie was holding. "Too bad we never caught that gingerbread baby." "Too bad," said Maddie. We have the little gingerbread windows. This is my favorite page. Only Maddie could hear the tiny voice from inside the gingerbread house. So this has one little lift the flap. So here's the gingerbread house Maddie made, and guess who's inside? And then it says, "I'm the little gingerbread baby, lucky as can be, to be living in the house that Maddie made for me." All right, so that ended differently, didn't it? The fox was still a character in the story, wasn't it? And the gingerbread baby was still being chased by different people and animals. But in the end, Maddie saved the gingerbread baby by building him a gingerbread house to live in. So that's a completely different ending, isn't it? All right, so I have three things to show you here. The first one is a gingerbread path game. We have two different versions. The one with less stepping stones on it, less spots, is for just one for counting. And this one with more stepping stone spots on it is for adding. So we're going to do this one first. Okay? For this game, you need some little pieces to be your game pieces, your little people to move around the board. Okay? You could use game pieces from another game. Candyland pieces would be perfect for this if you have Candyland. And then for this one, you need just one die. And again, you can borrow this from another game, right? So you can shake your die. All right, drop it, and then count how many dots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you're going to move your person 5 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then the next person's going to go. They're going to roll their die, and there are 1, 2, 3 spots. So this person's going to go 1, 2, 3. And you keep playing until somebody reaches the gingerbread house, and then that person is the winner of the game. All right? The same thing almost for the adding one. Okay, there's more spots. You're going to use game pieces. You can have more than 2 people play this at a time. I just got 2 to show you. You'll need 2 die for this one. All right, so you're going to shake the die, let them go, and then you're going to count each one. So this one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 dots. This one has 1, 2, 3. Then you're going to count them all together, and that's going to add them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 6 plus 3 is 9, and you're going to move your little person 9 spots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then the next person will go roll their die. All right, put them together. Count the first one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Count the second one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Count them together, which is going to add them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, they got the same number with different numbers, right? So 9 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And they're going to share that spot. Whoever gets to the gingerbread house first is the winner, and then the game is over. All right? So that is the gingerbread path game. 2 other quick things to show you. We have another I Spy. This is a Christmas I Spy. So just like the other ones, you're going to look at the objects down here, count how many there are up here, and you or your mom or dad can write the number there. Okay, so do that for each of them. We have another letter hunt. This one is similar to other ones you've done, except for it has a picture that starts with that letter sound. So your mom or dad can use sticky notes or little pieces of paper and tape and write the lowercase letters on them and stick them around the house. And as you find each letter sound, you're going to color in the picture that goes with it. So if you find an A, you're going to color in the alligator. All right? So that is what I have to show you today. I will see some of you today we don't have small group today. That's only Monday and Wednesday. Getting off here. So today is our last day of school before our 2-week break, so I am not going to see you all for a couple weeks unless you come to pack up, pick up today, which I hope you do. And so I hope you all have a great winter break and a great holiday, whatever holiday you celebrate. And I will see you after our 2-week break. All right? Bye, everyone.